Walking down these empty streets, echoes of the past I meet. Lost and wandering for so long, searching for where I belong. Sunrise breaking through the night, guiding me back to the light. Every step feels like a prayer, promises hang in the air. Come back home, heal your heart, where the love never parts. Come back home, find your peace. In this place, your pain will cease.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Thursday. It is Thursday. We made it to Thursday. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Dear Brother. Welcome to the Dear Brother podcast this morning. We started a lesson on burnout yesterday, and I want to get back into it. Burnout is real, and I saw from a lot of the comments on YouTube and Facebook and things that it was a good topic for people. I think a lot of people are burned out. I think a lot of men are burned out. You know, a lot can go on real fast, and it can shut you down. And so I didn't want to. I told you guys yesterday I would do a part 2 for burnout, and I want to get into that. But let me say good morning to a few people. Good morning to everybody who's in the building. Good morning to you as you're coming in. As you're coming in, let me know you're in the building. Say good morning so I can say good morning to you. I love to greet you guys in the morning. We made it to Thursday, everybody. We over hump day. We made it to Thursday. Yesterday is history, man. Tomorrow's a mystery. All you got is right now. I was talking to some people yesterday online, a lot of the comments and things. And like I always say, I want to say that I'm so grateful for all the new subscribers. I'm starting this podcast with 0 people back in July. And here I am climbing the 700 subscribers. I never thought I would be able to, you look at those numbers, you never think that you'll be able to get anywhere. And then I think all content creators, including myself, we go through something called imposter syndrome, where you feel like, who am I? To talk to people. Who am I? What do I know? So that's another thing that I've gone through as well. But this journey of podcasting, this journey of being in front of people online has been a great journey. And I'm so grateful that I've gotten to meet so many different people from so many different places that deal with the same stuff. I think there's so many separations now. We separate ourselves by everything. And we see it especially right now during election time. We really, really do separate each other. We separate. Everybody's separated. People can't stand each other. That's high stress. That's high stress. That can burn you out. This season can burn you out. Everybody got an agenda. Life can burn you out, man. And, life is not going to stop. One thing that I learned about life is life is handing no breaks out. Life is not handing breaks out, right? But life doesn't have to. You don't have to let life just do what it wants to you. That's the beautiful thing. You do not have to let life do what it wants to you. No, you have authority. You have authority over your day. Don't ever believe that your day is in control of you. It's not. Things happen, Things happen, and it seems like some days everything is going wrong. I had one of those days the other day. You ever had something, just a bunch of stupid stuff happen to you all day? It's like this stuff just won't stop. Burnout is real, and you get irritated quickly and a lot of things. So, but I'm glad you guys are here, and I'm glad that I got a chance to see that people everywhere are dealing with burnout. We've separated each other. We've separated by race and women and men, and nobody can deal with each other. And we're all dealing with the same stuff. We're not each other's enemy. That's the biggest message that I wish that I could push online, that we're not each other's enemy, man. We are in here together, all facing the same stuff. And I think if we found more unity, we can find more strength. Let me see who's in the chat, and then we'll get into good morning, Yolanda. Let's get into it this morning. Um, Yesterday we talked about burnout. We talked about burnout is common. Burnout is common, but we must address it. I know plenty of people. Anybody in the room ever been burned out? You know what that is? To be burned out, to not be able, to not be able, not be stable. Burnout is something serious that we can't just let go by. Burnout tears up families. Burnout tears up marriages. Burnout won't allow you to raise your children like you want to. That's why you got to stop, man, because you'll be surprised what kind of things come, what decisions you make when you're fatigued. Oh man, let's talk about that for a second. What kind of decisions that we all make when you're fatigued? This is dangerous. We make dangerous decisions when we're fatigued, right? That's why you got to admit burnout. You can ruin your life. You can ruin your life real fast and didn't even know you were doing it. Just because you start to move out of burnout, make decisions out of burnout, deal with relationships out of burnout. That it is something, and I think there's no sin in taking a break. I think society does that to us, y'all. Society does that to us. It's always something to chase. Whether it's more money, whether it's a better opportunity, whether it's another job, another degree, we're always chasing. And the question is, for what? Right? I think that's a good question to ask yourself sometime. What am I chasing? Why am I chasing it? Like, ask yourself sometime. Like, and I've been on that chase before. And you ask yourself, what am I doing? And what is the chase better than what you receive? Because sometimes by the time you receive it, it's like it wasn't even worth chasing. What's in us? What's empty in us sometimes that makes us chase everything outside of ourselves, right? Or what don't we believe is in us, right? That we always feel like what we need is somewhere else. That happiness, that joy is always somewhere else. No, it's in you, and it has to be stirred up from here. Listen, it's nothing outside of you that's going to be able to bring you joy. Joy is something that comes from within. And you know what I think we do? We've messed up a lot of relationships in our lives, friendships, whether it was romance, sometimes family, because we expect people to bring us what's our responsibility to give ourselves. Let me see what's in the chat. Let me see. You have to take a break. If we don't come apart, yes. You have to take a break. If you don't come apart, we will fall apart. I'm gonna be honest. It's time for me to take a break from my podcast. At least like 3 days. I need a break. Like my mind is so tired, right? Right. So as I'm sitting here teaching burnout, now I'm nowhere near burnout because this is my joy. But this is what you got to learn. You got to learn that when you feel that constant fatigue, you got to break. You have to break. Let me put up what Yolanda said again. You have to take a break. If you don't come apart, we will fall apart. If we don't come apart, we'll fall apart. Yeah. So like right now, I'm totally ignoring the fact that I'm tired. I'm being right. This is why I like doing this podcast, because I'm not a superhero doing it. Right. Right now, I feel very fatigued every day, right? So it's like, all right, do I need 2 days off, right? But you know what the pressure is? The pressure is, oh man, you can't take 2 days off because why? The God of YouTube, right? You got to be putting content. You got to feed this algorithm. You see what I'm saying? And this happens everywhere in our life. The algorithm, right? The algorithm is not just on the computer. Right? We're living out an algorithm every day. We're living out an algorithm every day. We're trying to keep everybody peaceful. We're trying to keep everybody happy. Do you know that everybody you're around, including yourself, has like an algorithm? Right? The algorithm is what you feed me so that I can feel good. Right? YouTube tells you this is what you got to do to make me happy. This is what you got to do for me to show your videos. Right? And how many other things in our life is like, this is what you got to do for that. If you want this is what you got to do for that. We're constantly earning. We're constantly chasing. And if that constant chase and constant feeling like you got to earn something will burn you out. This is why you can't be around people that make you feel like you got to earn their love. It's dangerous, right? When you're dating somebody that makes you feel like you got to earn your love, or your spouse is always making you feel like you got to earn something. It's burnout, right? The only thing that I would let really get me tired is doing for my children. But you should not be surrounded by adults in your life that constantly have you on a chase. When you're constantly on a chase, you won't find yourself. You can never find yourself on a constant chase, right? And again, it goes back to the question is, what am I chasing? And what will it do for me if I find it? That's the real thing. That's the real thing. What am I chasing, and what will it do for me if I find it? What is my motivation? That's the thing. You got to check your motivation. And sometimes we're blinded by the thing we want. We're blinded by the things we want. And what are we blinded from? We're blinded from the motivation. What's motivating me for this? Is this even a good motivation? What's in me that's driving me so hard for that? Because I'm going to tell you guys, sometimes what we're really looking for is validation. You know how many people have burned out looking for validation? Somebody to say, I see you. Somebody, and it's a good feeling for somebody to see you, understand you, see where you at. But at the same time, if you don't know, you'll be chasing forever. You'll be chasing forever. Let me see. The root word of planet is plane. We live on a plane, flat surface in which we can shape into our favor. Yes, the algorithm, right? It's life's algorithm. What are you going to do? Everywhere has an algorithm, right? And if I'm constantly food for everybody's algorithm, then who am I to me? Who are you to you? I think that's almost the way to not burn out. Who are you to you? Man, let me sit there for a minute. I don't got nowhere to go today, so we can have some good discussion today. Let me see. Good morning, Greg Jordan. Good morning, my brother. Good morning, Gregory. Let me see. God did it when creating the world. The word says yes. But why are you scared to rest? What do you think you'll lose if you rest? What do you think you'll lose if you rest? Will you lose momentum, right? But see, these are the things, these words, momentum and everything around us puts us on this chase. Listen, I said it a little bit yesterday, but I want to dive into it a little more today. When my mother and my father passed away, my dad was 59, my mother was 62. My parents were very young when they passed away. And it just really lives in me deeply that when my mother was dying, she died of pancreatic cancer, 10 months. When she was on her final stages, and some of you have been here before, and if you haven't lived it, you know somebody who lived it. If you don't know somebody who lived it, you've seen it on TV, right? And some of these crazy little hospital shows. And what they say is, we're going to make them comfortable, right? We're going to make them comfortable. What is that saying? It's saying I'm going to make them comfortable so they don't feel the effects, right? And it separates. I'm separating them. In other words, that shot that they give them, usually it's morphine or something else. That shot that they give someone passing away, it's allowing them not to feel, right? So they can be what they call comfortable. It's separating them from their pain. It's separating them from the anxiety of what they are feeling in this moment. Now, I really thought about it when the doctor came to me and said, we're going to make your mother comfortable. Something hit me so hard. I said, well, here's my mom, 62 years old, about to die of pancreatic cancer, and someone's intentional about making her comfortable. And it hit me so hard, man. Why can't we in our life, before we're sick, before we have some type of disease trying to take us out the world, gentlemen, why can't we find comfort way early? Right? At 25, someone should teach us to find comfort. I don't want the only comfort I have in life is when I'm dying and they're making me comfortable. Why can't I make myself comfortable now? Look, sometimes you got to look around your life and say, what's got me so uncomfortable? Or what have I invited in my life that involves this discomfort? Who have I allowed in my life? What kind of thinking have I allowed in my life? What kind of whispers have I allowed in my ear? What kind of past am I holding on to that invites this constant discomfort in my life? You got to take more responsibility, man. You got to take more responsibility for your joy. You got to take more responsibility for your peace, or else you will burn out. You will burn out. And again, burnout is not sleepy. No, burnout is not fatigue at the end of your day. Burnout is soulish tired, when your mind, your will, and the emotions are numb. That's what happens when you burn out. You become numb to life. You become numb. You become insensitive to what's going on around you. Not because you're a bad guy, because you can't take anymore. And the danger of getting a man to that point is you'll find out the evil in you if you get pushed any further. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Good morning, E. Good morning, my brother. We missed you, brother. We missed you in the morning, man. Good morning. Good morning, man. It's good to see you. Yeah, right? That fatigue will tear you, that burnout will get you to the point where you start feeling worthless. What am I worth? And that's a tough place for a man to be. That's almost an impossible place for a man to be when he feels worthless, when he feels like he has nothing to offer. And you know what stops this? You got to pause. You have to pause. You have to pause. This morning I was looking at a scripture about Moses, right? And when he saw the burning bush, right? That was an opportunity for him to set a new path on life, right? This is the thing that I really want y'all to understand. You have to start becoming more curious about yourself. Man. You got to start becoming more curious about you. What else is in me? I'm 44 and I know there's more stuff in me that I don't know, right? There's more stuff in you. The dive within, I believe that the dive within really helps with burnout, right? If I can see what's in me, if I'm always looking outside of me and I'm always looking at what's going wrong and I'm always looking at the bills I can't pay and I'm always looking at the things that seem hard for me, yes, I will burn out. Where is my strength then? My strength is in here, y'all. Right? That's where your strength is. Your strength is in there. Your strength is inside. That's what you got to tap into, right? When you look around, it seems like it's nothing nowhere. But what's inside of you? It reminds me of this scripture. I used to teach it when I was a pastor. It was a lady who lost her husband, and the creditors came to take all her stuff, and they took everything she had, and she needed help. And the prophet, I believe, Elijah, came to her and said, he asked her a question. He said, what do you have in your house? What do you have in your house? Now, her first mind said, well, the creditors took everything. And they said, if I don't pay them, they're going to come back to take even my sons. And the prophet still stood there and said, well, what do you have in your house? Now, look at the mind thing that's going on right here. Look at the mind thing that's going on. I just lost everything, and somebody's asking me, what do you have? Woo! What do you have? Well, bro, nothing. I'm about to even lose my children. What do you mean? I don't have anything. And he kept asking her, what do you have? What was he doing? He was trying to provoke her to look within. He was trying to provoke her to look after everything seems gone and everything seems lost. Is there something else? And she said, you know what? Yeah. She said, I got a little bit of oil, but I planned on just using that and then dying. You see that? You see the mentality? Sometimes she was burned out. She was saying, I got this little bit left and I'm going to use this, man. I'm going to use this just to die. I'm done hanging on. You been there, gentlemen? Anybody ever been there? You done hanging on. You done trying to figure it out. You are burned, right? But he reminded her, and I want to do that for somebody this morning. What do you have left, bro? I know things have hurt you. I know your pockets is lighter than you want them to be. What do you have left? And she said, I got a little bit of oil. He said, give me that. Right? And he turned her life around with that oil. With that oil, he took that little bit she had left and turned it around. And I'm going to say something to you. When you got a little bit left in your life to survive, it's not about thinking it's nothing. It's about what can I turn this into? If I got a half a smile, can I make it joy? Right? What can I do to provide, to multiply the little bit I have left? Because the little bit is all you need, right? This is the title of the message I used to teach on that script. It ain't much, but it's all I got. Woo! I used to be able to preach back in the day. I don't know what I do now. Let me see. I overextend myself only to navigate through a place called depression. Yes. And I had to fight today just to recognize that there's a message I need to hear and feel. And thank you for oh man. Thank you, brother. Man, that's big. Yeah, I overextended myself only to navigate. Yeah. It's a tough space. It's a tough space, right? But listen, you got to preserve you. You have to preserve you, right? And guess what? I'm gonna say this, and sometimes you have to hit selfish spaces in your life. You have to hit selfish spaces in your life, y'all. You do. And I know somebody saying, "Well, Christian, what you mean? You can't ever be selfish." Yeah, it is a time to be selfish. It's a time to be selfish when you have nothing left. You're trying, and you have people surrounding you that want more, and you're looking around for more when you don't have anything. That's time to be selfish. It's time to serve yourself. Listen, y'all understand it with the bank. If it's zero money in your bank account right now, you go to that ATM and I was about to say Mac machine. That's how old I am. And you go to that ATM and you keep on feeding that ATM. It's nothing in there. You can't get nothing out. You know that, right? Why is it that we understand that with a bank account? I have made no deposit. There's nothing there for me to get back. I've made no deposit. There's nothing there for me to get back. Now I know, let me say this. I know that some of y'all have never been broke. I have. So let me tell y'all what being broke feels like. When you have your debit card in your hand and you're in the store and you like, yo, I think I got $50 or something like that left, right? And you're at the market or something. It's like, all right. And you ain't really sure, but she's like, I know I got something in there. I know I got nothing. And you in there, you put that card in that machine. Again, none of y'all never been broke, but I have. So let y'all learn from me. So you put your card in that slot, or you tap it or whatever you're doing, and you hoping to God that it go through. Right? You hoping to God that it go through because you know that it may or may not be enough there to cover it. Right? In your life, it's the same concept. How long do you think you can keep on swiping your energy, swiping your time, swiping your thoughts, swiping your time and believe that you're always going to have something left? Eventually, my friends, it will decline. Your life card will decline. Let me see. Yo, Jess Clark. Good morning, my sister. Good morning. Let me see. Ecclesiastes 11:5. Let me see. What does it say? I'm gonna bring that up. You been there before, Greg? Yeah, bro. Right? How long can we go? Let me see. Jess, Ron, I really think it is day. Don't want you to be Ron, bro. Where are you at, Ron? Is Ron on what is he on? So I can try to find him on my phone. Let me see. Good day, Christian. So yes. Yours truly, Toya. Listen, you sent me a message. I heeded it. You said they need my voice on X. I'm like, oh man. X seems so toxic sometimes. I'm like, man, I don't like X. But I listen to you. Yes, I'm on X right now. I'm feeding men on X. It's the weirdest thing. I hope people are listening or whatever. But yes. And you know what? This is the thing, Toya. I took it dead serious what you said. I did. I took it serious because that was like a nugget. And you kept saying it like that's a God thing for me. So I heard you. I'm on there. I'm on there. Now, this is the thing. Toya. What I got to do is I got to get people to pull quotes off my, see, this is why I need a team. I need somebody to pull quotes off my teachings so I can feed X. Remember, I'm a one-man band. Let me see. Ron is in the chat. Where? Ron is not in the, is Ron on the, okay. Because this is, let me see, y'all. Hey, make sure y'all put, look, I do it every day. Go in the Dear Brother Advice, put it in the chat, and I will address your questions before I leave today. I'm not on a half-hour limit, so I'm able to spend some time with you all today. Get some. I want y'all to be talking in the chat, right? My drive for this is to give advice, right? Not just to teach. I want to be able to share with y'all. So put your questions in the chat, and that way we can provoke some conversations that will help people, right? I'm not the only one that has something to give on here. We all do. All right. So let's get to it. Let me see. Let me find Ron first of all. Goodness gracious. I don't. Okay. All right. I think we back now. I'm about to lose the whole room because there he is. There is absolutely a time to be selfish. I'm there. Yes. All right, Ron. Now I got you. I got to look on my phone to find you. It's a conspiracy against my comments on YouTube and Facebook. It does seem like a conspiracy against you, Ron, but I got you now. I had to pull the thing up on my phone. All right. Let's get it. Let me see who's in the chat before we go back to a little. Exactly my point. Let me see. Exactly my point is so much darkness. Your light is, oh man. Thank you, Toya. Thank you. It is a lot of darkness on Twitter. It's what made me run from it, obviously. But you know what? Thank you, sister. Because yes, I'm gonna bring what this little light of mine to X, because wow, X is a dark place. You're right. And that's what we need to. We need to run to these dark places when we got a little something. I really appreciate you, Toya, for pushing me to go. Let me see. Check my page. I report. Okay. That's deeply appreciated, sister. All right, let me see. So Ron, you said you're there. You're absolutely there. It's time to be selfish. Yes, because what can you give? What can you give when you don't have anything? Right? And you don't always have anything. This is the thing. You don't always have anything. Sometimes you are out. You are done. That's a fact. That's life. Sometimes you don't have anything left. That's just the facts. Right? And to keep on pushing only leads you to burnout. Now let me see. Let me go back in here. Right? Let's identify. How do we identify burnout? Now, one, I told y'all this morning, part of my thing, like even podcasting, every single day, feeding 3 podcasts every day, answering questions. I am a little tired, right? So this is the thing. I'm being very vulnerable with y'all. This is the thing. Should I pause? Right? Now I know what some of y'all gonna say. Some of y'all gonna say, no, I need this morning show, dog. Hey, right? This do something for me on my way to work in the morning. Yes, it does. It feeds you. But I'm so glad this is a perfect example. Because let's talk a little bit. So if I'm fatigued right now, right? Again, the signs of burnout are exhaustion, right? Lack of motivation, irritability, right? Feeling detached. Now, do I feel not motivated to do the podcast? No. Do I feel irritable? No. Do I feel detached from the podcast? No. But am I tired? Yes. Your mind gets tired of feeding. Now, again, if I'm sitting here telling y'all that exhaustion is one of the first signs that burnout is trying to creep you, what should I do? Right? Now, if I say, the truth is, I should say, you know what? Next week, I'm taking off Monday and Tuesday. I'm not podcasting. Right? Then the people that you feed then will say, but I need the podcast, right? So what do? You got to choose yourself. You got to choose yourself more than people are choosing you. Because when people choose you, you have to perform. But when you choose you, you got to give yourself what you need. And what do you need? Right? I need one day to just sit and think. Why? Why do you need to pause, y'all? You need to pause because if you don't pause, then eventually the podcast won't exist. You understand? See, the things we're avoiding, we're saying, okay, I don't want to take this time. I don't want to, but then eventually now you burn out. Now y'all don't see me anymore, saying what happened to him? He didn't choose himself. And it's the same thing for you, right? You got a lot of people around you that need things and the only people you owe are your children. You don't owe anybody else. Hey, you don't owe anybody else. You don't owe anybody else but your children. You don't even owe your spouse. Oh, buddy. You don't even owe your spouse. No, Christian, no, that's my spouse. If you got a spouse that's burning you out and if you have a spouse that can't perceive that you are exhausted, you got the wrong damn spouse. Let me see. If you are reaching burnout, then yes, you deserve to give yourself a mental break. Yes. If you can't recharge you can't be, yes. And that's the thing. That's why you got to value you, right? Because this stuff isn't easy, right? It isn't easy. You got to value you, right? And you got to be able to love yourself enough. That's very true, Toya. Let me see. Look, Christian, we need you, but we also need you to rest. Yes. If you don't, it starts attacking your immune. Yes. And guess what, y'all? Y'all got to remember, I'm a transplant patient. I got one kidney. I'm a transplant patient. I gotta take care of myself or I won't even be on the earth. You understand? I almost died a couple times in this life, right? See, but what I'm trying to show y'all is that you got to do this for you, right? Just now, let me see. Let me ask you, Yolanda, you said, look, Christian, we need you, but you also need rest. If you don't, it starts to attack. Now, Yolanda, let me ask you something. Have you ever said that to yourself, right? This is not a challenge to you. What I'm showing you is just as much as I jump on here to take care of y'all, and just as much as y'all saying, look, Christian, right? A lot of times we won't do that for ourselves. We'll contemplate caring for ourselves and dive into a fire to care for other people. Why are we always burned up? Because you don't have anything left. Let me see. Ron McGee, selfishness is necessary. You can't pour from it. No, you cannot. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Selfishness is necessary. There are seasons of selfishness where it has to be about you. All right, y'all. I just told y'all I got a brand new kidney. So let me go get some water. I will be right back. All right, he's back. Sorry, y'all. Back in the building. Okay, so let me see who's in the chat. You end up in the hospital and we won't see. Yes, and see that just can't that can't happen, right? But let me show y'all something. See the beauty of the community? The beauty of the community is that we need each other, so we all preserve each other, right? The beauty of the community here is that we love each other, so we serve each other. We make sure we have. You have to do the same things with your relationships in life, y'all, right? How many people are surrounded by parasites? Many of you are surrounded by parasites that will never let you be blessed, right? A lot of us are around. The reason why you can't rest is because there's always a bloodsucker somewhere. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see. I've had to overcome illness from the age of 2. And yes, if you don't look out for you, you'll end up like me. 2020, I was diagnosed with autoimmune from caregiving everyone. Yes. Else but myself. Yes. Yes. Autoimmune. Listen, that is a tough. We with you, sister. That's a tough thing. One of my very good friends deals with the same thing for years. Yes, she's been dealing with for years. I'm with you, Toya. We on your side, sister. Autoimmune disease ain't no joke. It's no joke. It's rough. It's rough, but we with you, sister. We are with you. Let me see. If I talk from that place because I've been there, yes, Yolanda. Yeah, it's experience, right? That's what age gives you. It gives you some experience. Really understand. Just returning from a month of rest. Brilliant life, Lynn. Just returning from a month of rest unapologetically. Started on the new Jewish. Started on the Jewish New Year. I'm 57. I learned wisdom. Yes. Parasites and vampires. Yes, it's always somebody there. Again, you don't owe anybody but your children, y'all. The only person you owe is your children. You don't owe anybody else. Let me see. People choose they need. Let me see. Ron McGee. When people choose what they need over what they need, then they themselves are being selfish too. Absolutely. Over what you need. Yes, they are. Yes, we live in a perpetual cycle of selfishness. That's the world we live in. Because this is the thing. That's the system, y'all. This is why I talk about the system a lot. That's the system. The system wants you going. Your job wants you going. I was teaching Saturday. It was a lot of ministers and pastors and stuff in the room. So, put me in a room with some pastors, you might got some trouble, right? But I told them, a lot of them are very much burned out, right? A lot of them are very much burned out. And I told the pastors, I said, do you understand that you're refusing to take rest from your membership, but they already know what church they're going to join when you die? Right? If there's some pastors that are white, I said it Saturday at a conference I was teaching, but let me say it to you right now. Many of you spiritual leaders that are refusing rest because you're worried about what's going to happen if you're not there, the people that you're serving already know. They've already visited the church they're going to go to. If you get sick, you die, or you fall, they already know where they're going. Some of you that are in a relationship, killing yourself for this person you're dating, they already know who they're going to date next when it's over with you. Oh, man. Y'all gonna see that in the short right there. Because that's the facts. It's the fact. People already know what they're going to choose once your burnout takes you all the way out. People know where they're going once your burnout moves you out the way. You got to be the person that stands in it for yourself and refuses to be knocked down by the selfishness and the pace of this system. The church has a system. Every religion has a system. The government is a system. Your family has a system. Eventually, you got to pause. You got to pause yourself. The system will never pause, but you can for damn sure step out of it and preserve yourself. Let me see. Overcome. Yes. Let me see. Listen, the sky. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Eric, you're a soldier for God, and you're handling this mission as his warrior, armed to trailblaze this path. But even soldiers need rest at war. Yes, sir. So cover fire and prayers for you. Yes, thank you, sir. To remain blessed and dangerous as you help lead the way. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, cuz. I really appreciate that, man. Let me see. I'm allowed my fam and my friends to suck the life out of me. Yes. I'm regaining myself. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Eric, go over to YouTube, hit the like button. Yolanda, I don't know why you ain't on YouTube. I don't know why you still on Facebook, Yolanda. Go over to YouTube and hit that like button. Subscribe over there, y'all. I'm regaining myself, setting boundaries and saying no. It's beautiful. Never did that before. Hey, let me say this to you. I know, I don't know if you're riding, driving, putting your shoes on, whatever you do, but never forget this. Hold on to this right here. How do you take your life back? One no at a time. Huh? If you are scattered, many of us get scattered. We're all over the place, right? We're over here trying to please them, over here trying to settle them, over there trying to make them happy. You know how you regain your life back? One no at a time. And let me tell you something. There are people in your life who you've always said yes to. They will reveal who they really are at your first no. Let me see. Honor, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You got to honor the rest time. Even in the scriptures, God made the earth rest. He told them there shall be no planting, there shall be no harvesting, there will be nothing, right? Because even the earth must rest to be able to produce. Absolutely. Let me get back in here. Let me see. Let me see if Ryan is okay. I don't want to miss Ryan. Ryan, I don't know why they hate on you, bro. They won't put you in my face. They put you on my phone, but won't put you over here. All right. Let me see. Let's get into it. All right. So again, we have to identify the causes, the root causes of burnout. One of the root causes, one of the major root causes is always being on. Y'all know, you know what I mean? Always being on. It's like when you go to your place of worship, wherever that is, right? Whatever your place of worship is, it's like you got to be on because they got to feel like you on, right? When you at work, you're on. Right? You come home, you're on, right? You're with your spouse, you're on. Always being on will eventually cut your lights out, right? Because when you take on, and I also believe this is where mental illness this is where mental illness starts to take us down. Because when you're a certain person over there, you're a certain person for that church or that masjid or that religious place, wherever it is. You're a certain person for your job. You're a certain person for your family. You're a certain person for your friends. You're a certain person. And eventually all these personalities, you forget which one you are. And that's, I believe, is a great open door for mental illness when you spread yourself too far and you forget which one you are. This is why you have to watch for burnout. This is why you have to have an eye of protection on yourself. Let me see. Right? Always on, always on, always on. You'll lose it. You will lose it. Let me see. Because that's the societal pressure. Be your best everywhere you go. Who said that? Who said that I have to be my best everywhere I go? We were raised like that. Be your best. Be your best. What if the best of me right now is 60%? Do I got to go find the other 40? Oh man. Huh? Do I got to find the other 40 so people can say they're good? If all I have is 60, if 60% is 100% for me right now, why is that not enough? If I'm going to give my best is that, right? So if someone's not able or willing to receive that, then don't go try to find extra. You don't have it. You'll wind up in emotional debt. Yeah. Let me see. My first no was nothing nice. Oh, yes. Yes, them no's, man. Them no's is something else. Them no's reveal people's heart, where they really are. Them no's will, listen, again, I'm going to say it earlier for somebody who wasn't in the room. How do you take your life back? One no at a time. And people around you reveal who they really are. When you say no, the people who've always gotten yeses will reveal their most evil side when you say no. And again, I'm going to say it again. The only people you owe is your children. You don't owe any other adult anything in your life. You will burn out. They will walk away. Let me tell you something. You better You better save yourself. The scripture says you better save yourself from this untoward generation. What's the untoward generation? The one that always keep you running, always keep you chasing, always. Sometimes you got to stop. You got to pause for the cause of you. Pause for the cause of you. You are a worthy cause. Ah, man. Now that almost make tears jump out of my face. You are a worthy cause, my friend. Your worthy cause, right? You got this cause and that cause and trying to work all. You are a worthy cause. You are, aren't you? You're worthy of every investment that you're giving everybody else. Let me see. One no at a time. That's right, Nia. One no at a time, sister. One no at a time, right? Let me see. Speak on Ecclesiastes. Okay, let me see. All right, Ron. Let me see what Ron got to say. There's Ron. All right. I got to keep up with you, Ron. Let me see. We live in, okay. And got to be on to deal with multitude of, yes, you do. Got to be on to deal with multitudes of personalities. Yes, you do. But you know what? What's wrong as a teacher and a coach? I always got to be on. I wish I could bring your comment up, Ron. Okay, they're hating on us, Ron. I don't know what it is. We're friends in real life, so it's cool. As a teacher and a coach, I always got to, yes, you got it. But this is the thing. Why do you got to be on? Eric, do me a favor, bro, so I don't have to pause to look for that scripture. Can you post that scripture? Can you copy and paste it? Can you go find Ecclesiastes 11:5, or somebody go find Ecclesiastes 11:5 and put it up? I will address it. Right? But Ron, I want to talk about this. Ron says, as a teacher and a coach, I always got to be on. Why? See, this is where burnout begins. Why? Y'all talk to me. Talk to me in the chat. And for some of the people on Facebook, go over to YouTube. Nia Marie, go over to YouTube, sister. Yolanda, go over to YouTube. Life Lynn, go over to YouTube. Eric Winters, go over to YouTube. I'm gonna cut Facebook off in a second. All right, go over to YouTube. I'll cut it off in 3 minutes. As we have 47 minutes at our 50th minute. Everybody, Joey Smith, everybody who's on Facebook, go over to YouTube for me. Go over to YouTube and hit the like button. All right. But why, Ron? Why? Somebody talk to me. Why do we feel like we always got to be on? Like, who made that rule? Who made the rule that you always have to be on? And is always being on burning you out? Like, who said that? Who said that? Right? Now I'm gonna give y'all as not a secret, but something that I did. I was so burned out as a pastor, right? I'm 44, y'all. I want you to peep this. I'm 44 and I pastored for 27 years. Or I did ministry for 27 years. Right? 27 years. I'm 44. I gave 27 years to global ministry. And one thing I started doing when I was like tired on Sundays, like I would get tired. I didn't have nothing else to give. I really didn't. I was a burned out pastor. I had nothing else to give. At some point I was teaching because I knew how, not because I was even connected. Right. Then we say one of the signs of burnout is detachment. Right. I wasn't attached. And you know what I did for a year? For a whole straight year, I would show up at my church every Sunday. And I built a beautiful green room where I could sit back and chill. I would go in that green room. I would lock the door and I wouldn't like talk to anybody. And then I would go out the door. I would go to the podium. I would teach. I would go back to the green room, change my clothes. I would get in my car and leave for one straight year. That was the only way for me to preserve myself. It was the only way for me to preserve myself. I had to take a break from the people. I couldn't keep it going. I didn't have advice for everybody. Imagine that 200, 300 people walking in, and every Sunday you got to have advice and counsel and hugs for everybody. I always felt like I was losing my mind, always being on. You don't have to always be on. You have to find a way to preserve yourself so that you don't lose your mind. You do not always have to be on. No. Let me see. I have students that rely on me to make them better. Yeah. So what? Your students have parents. Oh, y'all know I'm bold, straight up, right? Because I used to talk like you, Ryan. What about the people? What about the people? Till I was on dialysis, till my heart almost stopped, right? You were at my church, Ryan. You were one of my members. You saw how hard I went. I was on dialysis, coming in there, do dialysis on a Saturday, feel like death, and stand up and preach. Do you know how many times on a Sunday morning I would be up there and they would check my blood pressure in the back? My nurse, it was days where my nurse Martina would tell me, you can't do this today. Your heart isn't right. You're palpitating, everything. Oh no, I got to get out there. I got to get out there for the people. And you know what happened? I end up with a failed kidney. One time I went blind teaching. All kinds of stuff happened to me because the people. No. The people have a God, and the people have parents and other supports besides you. And if you keep on believing that, you're going to burn out, bro. As a teacher, you have to be a mentor, a dad, an uncle, a coach, an educator. No, you do not. Me not being on might be a kid's make it or break. You are not Superman, bro. I may be the only positive black man I see all day. Hey, Ron, all that sounds beautiful. But all of that is not real. Take it from me. I was a teacher of 6, 7, and see, this is the thing. This is why I love having experience. Because, Ron, I was a teacher as well. I was a teacher in 2022 school year. I taught 5 classes, 5th, 6th, and 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. I became a principal last year, running an entire school, right? Pre-K to 5th principal of the school. I know what you're saying from an educator standpoint. I know what you're saying from a pastor standpoint. I know what you're saying from a spiritual leader standpoint. I know what you're saying from a missionary standpoint. And I'm telling you that all of that stuff sounds good, but you will die. I'm telling you, that's the facts. You will die. You will die. And guess what, Ron? Superhero teacher Ron, they will find another superhero who will come in that school and kill themselves too. They will die too. And then they'll find another superhero. You got to understand this about the world around us, everybody. Everybody around you who needs you so bad will find another superhero. I promise you they will. They'll find another superhero. They will. You got to be there for you. Because after you leave these places of work, right? Listen, God won't care about all this stuff. You know what God will say? Did you preserve the gift of you? I know you gave and I know you did, but did you preserve the gift of you? Did you do it well enough? Did you do it for longevity? Right? Longevity. If you want to do what you're doing for a long time, Ron, if you want to do what you're doing for a long time, Joey, Yolanda, Greg, everybody in the room, if you want to do what you're doing for a long time, you can't feel this hero mentality. That's the system saying you got to save a system that ain't been saved in 50 years. Let me see. That's a strong point. That's a strong point. Let me see. All right, let me address Eric. Eric, did you put it up yet? Let me see. All right, here we go. Ryan, I'm going to get back to you because that's a good conversation going on. Okay. As you do not know the when or how the body is formed in the mother's womb, so you cannot understand the work of God and the maker of all things. Yes. Okay. I want everybody to lock in on this right here. So Eric wanted me to address Ecclesiastes 11:5. Here it is. And you do not know the when or how the body is formed in the mother's womb, so you cannot understand the work of God, the maker of all things. Okay. See that word right there? This keyword, understand. I want everybody to see that keyword, understand. You cannot understand the work of God. See this thing, God never asked us to understand him. He asked us to obey him. See, trying to understand is where you burn out. Obedience is where you thrive. Let me say it again. Understanding is where you burn out. You know how many of you have lost your mind trying to understand? You ever try to understand a person that's not understandable? What they're saying is not understandable. You will burn out. In fact, you will lose your mind trying to understand, right? Your job is not to understand. Nia, the YouTube channel. I need your YouTube channel. I'm gonna give you all three of them. The one I'm on right now is the Dear Brother Podcast. All right, the Dear Brother Podcast. I'm on there live right now on YouTube. Okay. I also have the Dear Sister Podcast that's on YouTube as well. But Nia, shoot over. Everybody shoot over. All right, y'all. I'm going to turn. I gave y'all extra time. We had our 54th minute. So I'm going to turn off Facebook. If you're on Facebook, please go over to the Dear Brother Podcast on YouTube. It is live. The Dear Brother Podcast on YouTube. Go over there, subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button. Facebook, I'm out of here. All right. Okay. All right. So, but see, it's the understanding. Understanding is what burns you out. Obedience doesn't. Let me see. Let me get back to Toya. I get your point, Ron. I did the same thing. And as much as I love being a support, but I had to learn self-preservation. Yes, I cried saying no. Yes, you got to do it. My old principal had me teaching 5 classes my first year ever teaching. What she was doing was she was using my talent. She was depending on my talent, not caring about me being preserved. Watch the people, Ron. You're a talented guy. A lot of you people on here are very talented. When people see talent, they will suck you dry. When people see talent, they will suck you dry, right? But somebody else made a point I want to see on here. Karen Madison. Let me see. She made a great point. Karen said, make sure that isn't ego. That's such a great point, right? Because there's times where we try to be like God. Right? I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something. It's going to mess us up. I'm going to say something. All y'all might leave the room after I say this. Right? But this is the truth. Right? The guy running for president on the red side said years ago, I am the only one who can fix it. Pure ego. Right? And I'm gonna tell you, some of you may despise that guy, you operate just like that. I am the only one that can fix it. I used to operate like that. I used to, as a former pastor, I would look around and see all these clown pastors and all these people just taking money from the people and wearing all these silly costumes and walking with their head up like they're better than everybody else, trading titles like this a circus, right? I used to see all that and I used to say, I gotta save the people. I gotta save the people. Is that something to celebrate? Yes. But at the same time, was it part of my ego? See, sometimes you can't see that. Sometimes it's your ego that puts us in places where we burn out. Because part of it may be for you to do, but not all of it, right? And then this is the big check. When you got to look around and say, I see a big problem that I have nothing to do with. Ooh. Y'all hear me? Oh, man, I'm cooking right now. Huh? That's the thing. All right, I see you. I got you, Global Love. You're in the building. All right. So that's the thing. Sometimes you got to be willing to look at something. Y'all hit the like button on YouTube, because this is how YouTube, when you go on YouTube, you hit the like button. It feeds other men this wisdom. It tells other people to come. So if y'all believe in what I'm doing, you hit that like button. That's what allows us to share it with more people. Okay. Let me see. Greg Jordan. You're nothing to no one until you're something to you. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like doing an inventory of yourself, George. Greg. Very good. It's doing an inventory of yourself. You're nothing to no one until you're something to yourself. Brilliant, my brother. Yeah. Right? I want to go back to that. I don't want to miss that point. There are times in your life, where you have to say no, that you're not going to fix a problem that's in your face. Now, here's the point. This makes me think of it. From a Christian standpoint, not me, the religious standpoint. Jesus, 30 years he lived in silence. 30 years he had silent ministry. He said nothing to anyone. Nobody even knew him. How many things do you think he saw that he wanted to fix? It wasn't his time. Come on, y'all. Ride with me. Ride with me. How many times do you think Jesus, the miracle man, the miracle worker, the dude that could address anything, how many times do you think from the time he was 12 and knew what he had? Y'all remember, at 12, he revealed himself and then slipped back into silence. But at 12, he understood who he was and what he was here for. Imagine going from 12 years old to 33. To 30, from 12 to 30. Imagine how many things he saw that he wanted to fix, but he couldn't because it wasn't his time. You got to know, even though there's a problem you could solve, if it's not in your timing to solve it, you got to leave it alone. Why? Because you don't have the grace for it. There's some things you got to see and be silent about. And that's really a crushing of your ego. I want y'all to learn this as men. It's really a crushing of your ego to look at something that you want to solve and you know it's not your time. Let me see. Some pastors have caused us great disservice by teaching us to depend on them. Yes. Pastors should serve as a coach. Yes, Yolanda. Facts. Let me see. As you do not know the when. Okay, yes, we went over that. Let me see. Take that to the garden and settle this perception creativity. Yes, creatively. Yes, absolutely. Let me see, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let it go. Yeah, you're right. You are right, Karen. You got to let it go. Let me see. Me too. I need your YouTube. Okay. The YouTube is the Dear Brother Podcast. Nickel. Let me see. Oh God, I got off. He probably don't see me no more. Oh Lord, I'm not on Facebook no more. Let me see. Ego. Yes. Yes, Eric. Obedience, bro. He never obedience is what he's looking for. That's why that's that. I'm glad you asked about that scripture. Let me see. Like Elijah said, I'm the only prophet. God said you are. Yes, global love. Absolutely. That's our ego. It's our ego. And it's not, the thing is not from a bad place. There's some things you could be doing that you think is doing good and you don't realize where it's coming from. Let me see. Wow. That's why Jesus would always say, my time is not yet. Yes, that's right. His time is not yet come, Yolanda. That's why he said it. Yes, because he didn't want to move out of time, right? And start inviting burnout. Yeah, absolutely. See, that's what I want to be. I don't want to be a life coach. I want to be an accountability coach. I should start that. I should start the accountability coach company. That's what I need to do. In fact, that's what I'll probably do. That's what people need. You need an accountability coach. Because listen, you don't need somebody to show you what you want to do. Everybody knows what they want to do, right? Everybody knows what they want to do in life. Everybody knows what kind of impact they want to make wherever they want to make it. The real question is who keeps you accountable to it. You might have gave me something right there, Karen. I'm holding on to that. I'm going to become an accountability coach. Let me see it means. It's just difficult for me not to give 100%. What I have learned though is how to pace it. This the thing. This the thing, Ron. It is difficult for me to give 100%. Is just difficult for me not to give. This is the thing, Ron. You don't always have 100%. If you keep on giving 100% of your 40%, you're going to burn out. If you keep on giving 100% of your 60%, you're going to burn out. You understand? That's the thing about giving. You don't always have 100%. You got to do more self-assessment, Ron, to see what you got, because there are times you're giving from an empty vessel. You're scraping the bottom. You're scraping the bottom. Yeah, you can't do that to yourself, right? This is why we need the Holy Spirit. Yes, Karen. Karen saying that, yes, Ron. This let me see. Yeah, got it. I can put it up. Ron, this is why we need the Holy Spirit. He will lead you and guide you into all. Yes, yet he will tell you what to give and what not to give to. Do you know, Ron, there was some miracles Jesus didn't do. There's some miracles Jesus didn't do. Yeah. Yeah. There are some miracles he didn't do. There are some blind people that didn't see. Come on, y'all. Come on. There are some problems there were some issues in civil rights that Martin Luther King did not address. There was some things in Malcolm X's purview that he did not address. You hear me? Even as the president of the United States of America, there are things that the president cannot address, right? Because diving into everything invites burnout into your life. Let me see. Christian, I would like to be your admin for your accountability company. Need the extra change, my brother. Let's build it. Let's build it. Let's build it right now. Right? I do some coaching online. At my website, go to christianwinners.com, y'all. That's where I do one-on-one coaching. I do donation-based one-on-one coaching. I am going to open it up to the ladies as well. A lot of ladies been on my TikTok, and it's about running almost half. I think 60% of my followers on my male pages are men. 40% are women. So I do some coaching. Go to christianwinners.com. One-on-one coaching, group coaching. I go on there, christianwinters.com, and we can set up. You can set up a group coach. You can set up a one-on-one coaching. I also have a table of 12 giants. I meet with once a week on Saturday for 2 hours to help men find their purpose and scale it. Let me see. I think American people are just burned out, period. When I travel, as you know, have other places, don't have the spirit of burnt. No, it's America. It's a system. That's what I'm saying. It's a system. It's a system that breaks people. It's a system that why you think we die faster than everybody else, right? It's a system, right? I'm gonna say this to some of y'all, and I know some of y'all health freaks gonna disagree, but it is what it is. Like you know all the stuff we say now. Oh, we don't eat that. We don't eat beef. Oh, I stay away from pork. Oh, I stay away from all these things, right? We say that all. We say that all the time, right? I don't eat. Do you know how much pork your grandmother and grandfather ate? Do you know how much beef and stuff all these other people, and they lived into their 90s and they lived into their 80s and their 100s? It's not the food, it's the pace of life. It's the pace of American life. The purpose of it is to get the best out of you and then throw you in a grave. That's the American dream. It's not the people that have the dream. It's America has the dream. The dream of America is to work you until you die. And they even are trying to lift the age of retirement to work you, get the best of your gift, get the best of your talent, get the best of your joy, and then toss you away, give you a gold watch and say goodbye. You cannot give yourself to that system. That's why I trust God. That's why I walk with God. Because if you walk with this American system, you will just be a useful idiot that will give all you got and then you'll be gone. I'm not looking for the American dream or to fulfill it. I'm looking to fulfill the purpose upon my life, because that one won't kill me. That one will help me give what I have to give to the earth, and then my life will be worth something. Let me see. Oh, y'all talking today. I love it. Love it. I agree. All right, let me put this back up. I think I agree with you, sister, wholeheartedly. Yes. Let me see. I'm an accountability coach for our value system. On our much needed. Much needed. And Jesus also put some of the healing in them. He said, if you want to be made whole, yes, he put, but this is the thing, Global Love. It wasn't that he put the healing on them. He put the responsibility. Yes, if you want to be made whole, yes. Brilliant, Global Love. Yes. Let me see. Value system, family, faith, finance. That's your joint, Karen. This is your kick. Yes. Absolutely. I love your ministry. Fell in love with it at Embassy City, Irving, Texas. I will never forget that. That was some time in Irving, Texas. Absolutely. I pray that I get back to Irving, Texas, but this time with this podcast, the Dear Brother podcast. Let's work that out, Yolanda. I need a staff, y'all. So look, I told y'all, email me at christian@christianwinners.com. I don't have certain positions. This is the people build. Listen, I want to be the voice for men and to men globally. Some of y'all on here every day, you believe in my work, you want to help work with me. Yes, I'm trying to build a global organization to help men everywhere. I got big plans. If you want to be down with it and you got a certain gift, again, that you want to lend to what I'm doing, email me christian@christianwinters.com and let me know, hey, this is my gift. This is what I think I can help do to push this along. I need y'all. Let me see. Good morning, good morning, cousin Kim. Good morning, my love. Let me see. I would love to meet. Yes, absolutely, for sure. It's the matrix. Yes, we live in the matrix. Yes, we do. Global. Now, this is the thing. Yes, chasing material things that won't count, things that burn up, things that won't matter in the end. Those are called distractions, right? And you know what we do? We burn out chasing distractions. What I got on, what I look like today, what right? All these things, and we work hard. Look at right now, right? We call what's coming up the holidays. Everybody's supposed to be happy. Right? You end up burning out during the holidays. You end up burning out during the happy times when you're supposed to be doing family and food and just some fun. We burn out. We burn out trying to make sure everybody's happy. We burn our finances trying to make sure stuff is under this tree, right? That we will not call idolatry, but okay, right? We do all these things. Again, it's part of the American system to burn you out. Right? Here's all the sales. They got you out there running around, spending on stuff that you won't even know where it is in 6 months. That's the system. It's there to burn you. You got to save yourself from it. Let me see. Strategic planning during the battles so you can navigate larger victories at war. Yes, absolutely. And guess what else you got to do, E? You got to celebrate the small victories so you can keep in the fight. And you even have to pay to marry yourself. Yes, you do. I got you, Nia. I'm just calling you Global Love because that's what name you got on YouTube. I got you, sister. Reach out to Tim Ross, please. He can make it happen. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. We gonna talk about it. He has a brilliant podcast going on. The Basement. Is it The Basement? He got The Basement. He got so much stuff going on right now. He's doing comedy. This guy is just doing it, right? Let me see. We have to be conscious about renewing our minds daily before we can be effectual in someone else's life. Yes, we are lost in this world system. Yes, and you got to find other people that are on your level. Let me see who am I missing. If I'm missing anybody on YouTube. Okay. I think I got everybody. All right. Let me go back to these notes. We can keep talking. Here it is. The third part. This is good. Somebody brought this up. Practical strategies to manage burnout. I want to give that to y'all now. Practical strategies to manage burnout. Set boundaries. Set boundaries. Saying no is one of the greatest boundaries you can ever set. Saying no is one of the greatest boundaries you can ever set. Who can stand your no? Who can stand your no, right? Set boundaries. Intentional breaks. This is one thing I talk about often. Intentional breaks, right? Plan them. Because listen, life is not going to give you a break. You got to plan a break. And people around you are not going to give you a break. You got to plan a break. That's what you have to do, right? You have to do it. You have to. You have to save your own self. Set these boundaries, man. Right? You don't have to build a wall around yourself so nobody can see you, but you got to build a gate around yourself so everybody just doesn't have access to you. Right? You got to also reframe what rest means. Right? You got to reframe what rest means. Oh, I'm tired. That's not weakness. That's strength. It's strength to know. It means you know yourself enough to know that you can't go any further. That's strength. Understand that. Right? Everybody else in the world rests, y'all. Everybody else has rest time. Everybody else operates a whole different way than we do in this world. That's why they last longer. That's why they're much healthier. It's the system. The system. The system. I told you I had a dream or a vision one time. I think it was a vision because it was more clear, but my eyes open. I was laying on the side of my bed frame against the front of the bed, and I dozed off to sleep. And when I woke up, I felt something nudge my arm, and I looked up, and it was like I saw a Roman soldier's waistband and the garment that the Roman soldiers wore, and he was very, very big. And when I looked up, I can only see the waistband. And I knew how tall he was, and I'm laying there against it, and I got like kind of afraid. And I heard the voice of this thing say to me, "Do you think you can defeat me in your strength?" And immediately when I came out of this vision, I understood that's a system. And that's what I prepared you to go to war with. Now, I thought that system was just a religious system. But now that I'm out here talking to people, it's systems everywhere. It's systems everywhere that's destroying people everywhere. I'm against systems. I'm going after every system that will try to squash humanity. Understand this, y'all. We're living in a time now where everything is digital, everything is computer, everything is AI. It's trying to squash out what humanity means. That's why I'm going after it. That's the system we live in right now. It's trying to make humanity not mean anything. God made man in his image and after his likeness. It makes sense that the computer systems now are trying to make men irrelevant. It makes sense spiritually. Why? Because we are the image and likeness of God. We're trying to create, the computer is an image and likeness of a man. That's the war we're in right now. Y'all got to open your eyes spiritually and see that what we're in is deeper than just the computers is growing. No, we are sitting back celebrating the new Tower of Babel. You know how people burn out trying to climb the Tower of Babel. Let me see. We have to be conscious about renewing our minds daily before we affecting somebody's life. Yes, we do. I had to put that up because yes, this world system is messing us up. Let me see. Talk about boundaries in marriage. Yeah, it's absolute boundaries in marriage, right? It's absolute boundaries in marriage, y'all. Absolutely, it is. Why wouldn't it be? In fact, what brings a marriage closer is respecting each other's boundaries. Respecting boundaries grows trust. A lot of marriages won't make it, y'all, because a lot of people come into marriage thinking there's no boundaries. No, when you're getting to know somebody, there is boundaries. And if you respect you respect your partner's boundaries, then they start taking them down. The greatest thing you can do in a relationship is not try to take somebody's boundaries down. It's stand right there, be consistent, and watch them take the boundaries down themselves. Then you got a relationship. If you had to tear boundaries down to get to somebody, that's going to seem chaotic to them. It's going to come back to bite you. Right? Don't gentlemen especially, if a lady has boundaries, leave them there. Right? Or walls, not just boundaries. If she got walls in her life, leave the walls there. You don't have to leave her, but leave the walls there. Right? If you know how to love her correct, right? If she's worth this investment. Now, every woman is not worth this investment. Now, ladies, I know y'all gonna get mad at me, but this is a male podcast, and I gotta say it. Every woman is not worth that investment. Just as much as y'all say every man is not worth that investment. If it's true for y'all, it's true for us. Every woman is not worth that investment. But if you have a woman that's worth that investment, then guess what? Let her take her own walls down. She'll love you forever. So absolutely, there's boundaries in marriage. Yes. Let me see. Greg Jordan, we burn out not using self-care. Yes. But let's define what's self-care, y'all. Let's define what that looks like. What exactly is self-care? What does that look like? Right? Because I think that we've almost watered down self-care. We've almost watered self-care down to just be doing something you like. Self-care is self-reflection. Self-care is not just a day away for yourself, right? That's part of it. But if you take a day away for yourself, you can take a whole vacation. If you do no self-reflection, you had no self-care. Y'all understand? If you can spend $50,000 on a vacation, you can be at the most beautiful place in the world. If you did no self-investment and you did no self-awareness, you did not care for yourself. Let me see. Toy, bye, Toy. Goodbye. Get off. Get off the podcast, Toy. It's too early for this type of foolishness, y'all. Let me say. Y'all are crazy. All right, let me see. All right, so look, let's recap and then we go into some more conversation again. If put it up right now. I got 10 more minutes left in the show, maybe 15, or maybe y'all might keep me on here all day, and it's cool. Make sure you hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Invite other people to the show. Share the show too, y'all. Share it with some people who you think this will help early in the morning. All right. Let me ask y'all something. Let me talk to y'all for a minute. How many people y'all think this show will help? Right? How many y'all believe this show will help some people? How many people y'all think need this show? Have a good day. Let me see. Greg Jordan in the building. Let me see what my brother had to say. Self-inventory. Right? Y'all know about inventory. You can bring in a whole bunch of stuff. If you got to count it, you got to know what you got or you'll lose it all. Right? You got to know what level of joy I have. This is such a good point, Greg. Thanks for sharing it. You got what level, where am I at? What do I have? What don't I have? Yes. Brilliant point, Greg. What do I have? What don't I have? What do I need? All these things count, y'all. All these things count. All these things count. Let me see. Reflecting and sowing in values. Yes, you have to. You have to. You absolutely have to. Let me see. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay. All right. All right. All right, y'all. Well, I'm done with my chaos today. I'm done with my chaos. This is a great show. Great show. If you need any more advice before I go, jump in the chat and I will give you some advice before I get out of here for the day. Tomorrow is Relationship Friday. We're going to be on here talking about relationships. Relationship Friday will be on here. We'll just talk. We'll have a big talk about relationships. I think tomorrow I want to talk about what's the beef between men and women. Like what is the big beef about? Like why is everybody mad all the time? So we'll have that discussion at 6 something in the morning tomorrow. We'll get into it. All right. Let me see. Enjoy your day, everybody. Enjoy your day. I really enjoy you all. Thank you for being part of my community, hanging out with me, man. Y'all matter a lot. Always remember, everybody, you matter today. You matter today. You matter today. Yay. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow's a mystery. All you got is right now. What you going to do about it? No fear, no shame, no compromise. I love y'all. Peace. And I'm out of here.